What up, peeps? Please excuse our dear gargoyle tonight, who's totally here. Adam is here, you guys. Everybody, thank Adam for his benevolence, his beneficence, his being here tonight. Adam, we fucking missed you. You've been missed. His obfuscate is a little bit on the fritz tonight, so yeah, that's gonna happen.
Also, where's the goddamn pizza, Adam?
It's I brought it last time. Xavier wasn't there again.
Excuse me?
Go in there.
Oh yeah, Adam brought pizza when we played our home game on Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm just gonna do to you, Adam, what I did to Nishota in the last demon session. What do you think Roxanne is doing at the moment? What's a typical night for...
Putting up the red light.
Well, how many nights has it been since I've last played? Is Roxanne thirsty or hungry, as they say?
Well, it's up to you. What's your blood level looking at?
It was pretty full last time. I think I can't remember. Let me see. I am at 9 now.
Okay, you're good for right now.
Yes. So I just like flying around in the clouds.
Okay.
Looking at stuff.
Now, word has it that Gabriel is actually back in town. Speaking of Gabriel the Caitiff, boom, you are playing Gabriel tonight, right?
You got a character sheet or what?
I don't know where Lee is. I'm pretty sure he's at my house, but for purposes of this game, right now I'm Gabriel.
Okay. Word has it that Gabriel is back in town. Now, Roxanne hasn't had too much interaction with Gabriel. You mostly just remember swooping out of the sky, threatening him, and almost killing each other. But word has it, on the grapevine, through whatever strange circles you happen to float in, that the coterie has been invited to a party tonight by a very enigmatic kindred that hasn't really made the social revolution in town, shall we say.
Adam has his sake. He is
Yes,
prepared.
I am prepared to die facing Gabriel.
Why do you want to fight him?
Gotta fight the strongest guy in town.
You've got the number one headband.
Yeah.
Fight. Kiss.
Hey, only the number 2 can challenge me. And I say Lee has it.
But Lee's not here.
Damn shame.
All right, Roxanne, what do you do?
Do I know where he's arriving from, or do I know where he stays?
Why don't you give me an intelligence streetwise or an intelligence politics at a difficulty 6?
Intelligence, investigate, streetwise. No, well, this was it streetwise. What other?
Streetwise or politics?
I have neither, so it's trade intelligence.
I can't do either.
I can do investigation, but
Okay.
that.
I will allow it. If you are talking to the correct people, sure, go for it.
I'll investigate where his whereabouts is. And it's not loading up. Come on. What are you doing? Why is that
Adam.
freezing?
Adam.
What?
You load the dice app before you start streaming!
I had to load it up. It was just frozen. my computer is drunk. Okay, Chaz. It's some early morning shock. Hey.
This is why you use the Onyx Dice app from our lovely sponsors at Onyx Path. We're totally not sponsored. Onyx Path just kind of tolerates us at this point.
But I got 2 successes.
2 successes. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we like to show up at their booth at Gen Con and annoy them.
I like to think like Matt Dawkins and Ian Watson are like entertained by us, and everybody's just like, okay, let them have their interests. All right. Cavcon's a drunk Christmas uncle. That's right, Mazzy. Hello, Mazzy, by the way. And good evening. So word has it that it's this really strange vampire that blew into town a couple weeks ago, and he's holed up in an old mansion, kind of out in the boonies a little bit. But I will say you are able to locate the mansion just to move things out a little while. And as you approach, can I get a perception alertness, please?
Yes, 5. Give me a moment. I got no successes.
Okay.
Boy.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so as you're sort of swooping overhead, you don't really notice anything untoward. Looks like a very sort of old, somewhat dilapidated mansion, maybe colonial style. It doesn't look like it's been inhabited in a number of years, and whoever moved in didn't really bother to fix it up. You know, brushed away some cobwebs and stuff so that when there were cars outside, it wouldn't look terribly suspicious, but secluded in the middle of the forest as it is, didn't really seem like there was a major reason to keep up appearances. So it's this squat little mansion, maybe 2 stories, very old style, 1920s, 1930s, situated on several of acres next to a very glistening clear pond, shining silver in the moonlight. And to your best knowledge, this is where you believe your coterie to be. So what would you like to do at this point?
I guess I'll knock on the... Well, I guess I'll walk around the property or fly around whatever I'm doing here.
Okay.
And just see if there's any lights on, or I guess it's nighttime, right? So we don't... Yeah, we need lights because we don't have dark vision.
You do see lights streaming from the inside. From several rooms, in fact. And as you sort of like pay attention to the way the lights are splaying across the grounds, that's when you start noticing something that stands out a little bit about this place. The windows are pretty heavily fortified, not bunker style, but there are very clearly brand new metal grates placed over the windows. They look like they're affixed with pretty thick bolts, and it doesn't look like they're going to be shaken off even with a considerable amount of potence.
Well, try it anyway, Adam. Are you a bitch? That's what this house is telling you.
I can just melt through the
I'm
wall
too
now.
strong for you.
I don't think the walls are stone, Adam.
The wall's not stone. The foundation probably is. I will allow it. If he really wants to.
What was that? Is that me?
Nick.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear us?
That house has the what?
Oh my god, Adam.
It's okay. It's okay. He's coming back. Clap if you believe, everyone. Clap if you believe.
I'm not gonna give Adam the clap.
Well, I mean, if you would like it anyway, you'd have to pronounce it crap.
How's it going, Ani?
Oh, it's that person. Hello.
Okay. Well, while Adam's not here, I can give you guys the rest of the recap, even though he's probably... No, I can't. Wait, almost icy sponge guard. That's an improvement.
Yeah. You have to drink every time I lose connection. Or so.
Alright, well, you're here, whatever.
Let me put the camera on and see if this does it. Just.
Did you just burp into your microphone?
Bradley Ham, how's it going? All right, Adam. What are you gonna do here at this mansion?
Land on the chimney.
You're gonna go down the chimney like fucking Santa Claus. You know what? Do it. Are you gonna like stealthily go down the chimney, or are you just gonna wonk?
It's just like not stealthily, but like so don't take damage when I fall down. like catch myself every 5 feet or so.
RB2 cool. Thank you for following. Also, our alert box is in a weird place.
Finally, that's exactly where I would hope it would be.
All right, so you're gonna go down slowly.
Yes.
Give me a strength athletics, and I'll call this one a 7.
You can't just stone meld your way down.
I could, but
that wouldn't help him get
Use your
inside.
superpowers.
But I might get stuck inside the wall though if I do it wrong.
Yeah, there we go.
Right. Difficulty 7, you said, right?
Difficulty 7, yes, sir. Ah, happy birthday, Bradley,
Well,
or to
I
whoever's
botched
birthday it
it.
is. You botched?
Yay. Oh man, his
He
connection did
leaves.
too.
Oh my god.
Famous last words. I botched.
Oh, it's gonna be one of those nights.
Oh, now that your camera's bigger, Jazz, I can see your vitamins and your Dungeon Crawl Classics dice in the background.
Aren't they cool? Of course, nobody else can see it because our overlay is blocking it. And I'm a little hesitant to hide the overlay because then all of the artifice behind the overlay. Really, our streams are held together with bubblegum and tape.
Juicy fruit?
Oh, the worst one. It's delicious for the first 10 seconds.
Okay, hang on. There's that like rainbow zebra one that's even worse.
Where the hell are we?
Fucking, I remember.
Okay, Adam's back. Now I get to figure out where I hit all of our overlay crap.
I'm back again.
What happened?
I don't know.
Well, that's going on. Hey guys, did you know that somebody still uses their Nintendo 3DS to watch Pornhub?
Who does?
Somebody.
No.
0.4% of the traffic going to Pornhub was from a Nintendo 3DS.
And sometimes it works. You get when you can.
Yeah, I guess.
And I got no successes on this.
Okay. So now I will give the rest of you the recap. Gabriel was back in town after completing his Archon training before actually getting deployed to the Gehenna War in the Middle East. He had a few weeks to come back to Chicago, make his last few amends before essentially getting deployed. When he received a very strange invitation as a Gehenna Seeker, or not a Gehenna Seeker, sorry, a Golconda Seeker, he was invited to the apartment of a very mysterious kindred that sort of came into town, followed all the correct protocol, introduced himself to the prince, and that was the last anybody had ever seen of him. But he claims to have discovered something that might set the discovery of Golconda. And son of a bitch, Adam, where did you go?
Oh my god.
Pull your imagination through your dick. That is some talent. You were invited to this party by this kindred for an experiment/demonstration is what the invitation said. When you arrived, you were in the company of 5 other vampires. Brett Stryker, the local Toreador embarrassment. Jason Newberry, the current Malkavian primogen. Mercy Valdez, apparently an anarch who is a new arrival. You haven't really dealt with her much, but seems to be fairly okay, at least as far as vampires go. Duncan McTavish, a gangrel that no one seemed to recognize.
His nickname's Soap.
So, and you made the rounds for a while. About midway through the party, the good doctor, Dr. Zachary Forge's ghoul, brought out these small gift boxes. in which were folded these small, delicate chiffon scarves soaked in blood, and as they were opened, as they were unfurled, as they were streamed through the air, the scent of blood ignited everyone's senses at once, and instantly called to the beast, pulling it from your very core. And everyone seemed to resist. Everyone except the gangrel, who seems to have fallen to his beast, so close to it as he is. And with that, I would like everyone to give me an initiative roll, please.
You don't add celerity to initiative, do you?
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Awesome.
Unless you're going to spend it for extra actions. So it's one or the other.
19.
19 for Gabe.
I got a 12.
I got a 13.
13 for BSP. 12 for Orpheus. How'd you do, Adam? How'd you do, Adam?
Fucking shit, Adam.
I have to reset my computer because it keeps freezing up.
Why does this happen when we stream? We were just sitting here for an hour, everything was fine, and then we hit the stream button and it's like, yeah, fuck you guys.
Just pretend Adam's stuck in the chimney right now. He'll come back at an opportune moment.
No kidding, Mazzy. It's the fucking technocracy. They don't want us inspiring reality deviants. Pre-record Adam!
That's what I've been saying for years, Tal Quinn. We're actually working on, when he's not here, replacing him with a very state-of-the-art AI.
Or, just a normal AI.
Well, the thing is, it has to be a very complicated AI in order to make decisions that Adam would make. And so it can't make logical decisions. It has to make illogical decisions, but have some kind of reasoning for why it made them.
I'm alive, I think.
Okay.
I'm using my phone now. Let's see if this works.
Oh my god. We're getting fucking ghetto in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck it, you know what? If it works, I'm not complaining. How'd you do, Adam? Also, I'm back feeding, so somebody's got to mute me.
Adam.
I don't really know what.
Or at least, lower the volume. A new virtual adept that's trying too hard on too small of prey. Wow, throwing some shade tonight. Okay. I'm just gonna drown my sorrows.
Me too.
Weeds like anal fisting. And bondage.
Alright,
And kissing.
Gabriel, you're up first. As the gangrel in the army jacket just starts losing his shit, popping fangs, long claws growing from his fingers. What do you want to do?
Oh, Christ.
Just
I
not
don't
gonna
want to
happen.
have to do this. Gonna have to chop the fucker.
I didn't say you had to kill him, but if you want to go in and just...
Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm just gonna chop off his hand.
Oh, you're going the Jedi route?
The merciful route.
All right, we'll call it a disarm. Strength melee diff 7. Are you using a weapon to do it? I'm assuming. Which weapon?
Yes, the axe.
No,
Yeah,
use
you
the
walk in with
sharpshooter.
it?
Fist.
Jez,
What's up?
I got 17. I got 17 on my initiative.
Okay.
I rolled high.
Sorry, I forgot how dice pools are.
Yeah, basically that's exactly what happened, Tao Quinn. We originally, for like the first year we played, we did it by the book, and we did declare actions, and it just got really hard to keep track of everything, and especially like, oh, I'm going to attack this guy. Well, that guy just died 2 turns ago, so then what? Does he abort? Does his action go to hell? Do I just give him the finger? It caused too many issues, so we adopted more of like a D&D style initiative system, just with the caveat where if you have to decide whether or not your celerities go into your initiative or your actions.
Every game has a little bit of house ruling.
10 successes.
Okay. I will now attempt to roll my 2 fortitude.
Oh, that was just a hit. I don't know what the if you want me to resolve damage, because like I'm not trying to kill him.
You're trying to sever the hand of a frenzying vampire. Okay,
Yes.
You know what? Done. So the issue
Did
is
I
that
put on the bat suit? I don't think I did. Right? Not yet.
No, you did.
I did.
Well, you didn't have me let him take it back.
Oh, that's right.
Wait, are you talking about the power armor?
Yeah.
No, the power armor's in the motorcycle in the garage.
Okay. Okay. Mark 1 bat suit.
Didn't Batman have power armor at one point?
He's got
Or
the Hellbat.
multiple points? Is that the
So,
one he makes to fight Bane? Oh, keep going.
you do realize though, if you're severing this guy's hand with ag damage, it's not going to grow back, right? Like he can't regenerate it.
Yeah, I know. I don't want him calling anybody. Jeez. Small price to pay for the protection of everybody else. Also, I want to look cool in front of everyone.
All right.
This is your first true act of violence as an Archon.
I am keeping order.
People need to know I'm an Archon, and they need to respect that. I'm cutting this man's hand off.
All right, you swing the axe and basically just sever him slightly below the wrist. His hand flies off into a cloud of ash, streaking through the sitting room. It does not appear to have calmed him, however. In the middle of all this, there's a giant, heavy thud, followed by the shaking of the foundation, what sounds like splintering brickwork. Seriously, whoever's got me feeding back has got to work that out. As Roxanne comes plummeting ass first down the chimney.
Well, you sucker.
He's a special caitiff. He trained under Madame Giel. And, hey, it's a new age, Mukhtar Bey and all that.
Kumbaya, my bro.
Also, she's red listed right now, so whatever the hell that's going on with that. She probably just wanted me to be inside to kill everybody. 'Cause I do believe I'm still bloodbound to her.
You are. Roxanne, as you land ass first into... They're vampires, so I'm going to be nice, and the fireplace is not alight.
Or else we all would have had to roll Rot Shrek.
What do you want to do? Some shit's obviously going down.
What do I see them fighting, or the hand fly off in the distance?
You see Gabriel sever somebody's hand.
So you sever Gabriel's hand in retaliation.
That's good enough. I don't think I can do that without repercussions.
Don't try it.
Yeah. So just set on fire. Just hitting that. Is there anybody else in the room?
I can't hear you, buddy. You're cutting in and out. Do you have your headphones in?
Yes, I do. Yeah. Is there anybody else in the room?
Yes. There are several other vampires in the room, and they all seem to be, backing away from the fight that's happening.
Because I know Just gonna like go into Gabriel. Like, is everything okay?
In the middle of a fight.
You say dusting ash off yourself.
Punch the furries.
Like, what was that for? What'd you do that for? I'm just gonna yell that across the room. Why are you cutting people's hands off?
Just fight them. They're gonna attack you. Don't kill them.
What is your action, Adam?
Because I don't know how to attack when I attack it. The nearest vampire that's not Gabriel?
Okay, go ham, hit him.
You gotta get my dice open again now. Yeah, 3 successes. The hit. Dex melee.
What are you hitting with? Just a fist?
This is a fist, yeah. A rock fist.
Go for it.
Potentially get that heavy hands.
Alright, and I do believe you have the merit that reduces your difficulty to 5.
Okay, then I got 4 successes.
Adam, has your computer finished restarting yet?
No, it's still restarting. I haven't restarted this thing in forever.
It's still restarting.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll be back in
Legend
the
has
middle of the
it to
stream's
this
over.
day.
Yeah. Well, you just died today. You got 464 damage.
Oh boy, he's only got 2 fortitude.
He's hitting me with a fist. 4 damage? Whatever, he soaks everything. Moving on.
He died it.
Oh,
I
who's up
assume-
next?
I assume the frenzied vampire is going to go for the thing that just hacked off his hands. So, he's going to take a swing at Gabriel. One success. Claws are +2 in V20, right?
I believe so.
Neato burrito. Alright, roll your fortitude, Xavier.
I hope someday we can live stream somewhere appropriately gothic, like how you ran D&D that one time in a church.
That would be pretty sweet.
Oh no, because don't you also roll armor?
What armor do you have equipped?
My jacket.
Go for it.
It's a pretty nice jacket. It doesn't actually feel like anything, but it's so nice people don't want to damage it.
Just a really nice jacket.
Alright, congratulations. Somehow your really nice jacket is able to absorb finely honed gangrel claws.
Oh.
Alright, Black Snow Prince, you're up next.
Unlike Gabriel, I'm gonna try to do the humane thing and use my katana to try to stake him to get him to stop.
Okay. If you're going to approach from behind, that's +2 dice.
Yeah, that's my plan. I might be stabbing him through the heart, but I'm not gonna permanently leave him maimed for all of existence.
Hey, there's prosthetics, okay?
This is
Yeah, but
freaking JoJo's Adventure Part 2.
Josh, now they can have wolf claws.
Yeah, now they can have a better weapon.
Alright.
Actually,
So
prosthetics don't work so well for gangrel or werewolves because you can't shapeshift with prosthetics.
I mean, yeah, but like, it's fine. Vampire hands don't grow back if they got ag damage.
Yeah, ag damage leaves a scar, so if he severs it, his axe is lined with werewolf teeth. Again, this is the murder hobo. If you So if he takes ag damage, it's not gonna regenerate.
I got 16 successes.
Roll damage.
Due to my specialty. Oh boy. Katana. This will be strength plus 17.
I guess that's up to the ST whether it regens or not. The only rule, it states that ag damage always leaves a scar. So I'm assuming that it's being cleaved off with ag damage. We're talking about like cauterizing the wound almost. I'm also slightly taking something from Matthew. That my echo is really distracting me. That's really getting on my nerves. I'm taking something from Matthew Dawkins' book where one of his Cappadocians characters in a Dark Ages game had an arm severed by a werewolf that he could not regenerate because ag damage.
Well, Chaz, I got 11 damage.
Okay. So, basically, straight through the back, he arches up on your blade. And he's out of commission.
And I'll just simply turn to the rest of the audience and say, can somebody please get our host? I'm assuming he was trying to make some kind of point here.
The ghoul, still holding the empty tray, nods. He will be along shortly, before disappearing back into the depths of the house.
I'm taking the arm.
Or the dust.
Yeah. I'm putting it in a little baggie.
Do you take out like a little lab brush and just kind of sweep it in?
Yeah.
Oh, feather duster.
He doesn't need it anymore.
Oh yeah, I like Mazzy's suggestion. Just as I stab him through the back, I like to imagine it does that whole black and white fade in a lot of anime, and then the blood splatter, cherry blossoms. At least that's how it looks in the Black Snow Prince's head.
Okay. Adam, how's your computer doing?
It's loading up and now it's updating stuff.
Bro, what do you do? What did you do with your boot time? God damn it! It should not take more than like 4 minutes.
I really hope this is entertaining to the audience.
You do not need everything to fucking start up on boot. Go to your settings and disable some shit, cause god.
It's opening up stuff almost there, I think.
Yeah, I can't quite understand what Adam's saying either.
Chaz, perhaps you should also be liquored up.
Do what now?
Perhaps you should also be liquored up.
Liquored up? Yeah.
I might need it to get through this.
My first day back, and this is what happened.
So, what do the rest of you do as you're still shaking off the intoxicating scent of that blood? Very, very seldom, if at all, has a scent hit you that hard where it could just rip the beast out of you and bring it to the floor.
I told you what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, you're pocketing the hand, I get it. What about the rest of you?
Bursting myself out of the chocolate.
What?
Bursting myself out of the chimney.
I cannot understand a single word he's saying.
Not at all.
I'm not joking. It's or am I? I don't know. But I don't think I'm drunk.
Adam, what are you doing? Adam, do you need help? Are you actually being kidnapped?
Adam, at this point, you might as well just type your responses.
He plays in the fucking chat.
Oh, there he is. Well, my character, I'd like to see how the Anarch is reacting to the whole frenzy bit, because she seemed to be the one that was like, violence is bad, vampire against vampire violence is bad.
Yeah, she looks a little horrified that this guy basically had a hand cut off. And shall I say, not quite disdain, but rather jarredness seems to be mostly reserved in Gabriel's direction as she just looks at him wide-eyed with horror.
Well, okay. I understand I might have been a little heavy-handed,
But he came at me, bro. I'll turn to her and I'll say, like, sword still stuck in the gangrel. Unfortunately, Gabriel did what had to be done. He could have killed any one of us. He should have been able to...
What
the
happened?
Gabriel or Gabriel?
Oh, the gangrel. And you, obviously. You could have killed everybody.
Me,
here,
I
obviously.
happened. Because we lost Adam, so I'm trying to get some kind of visual.
Kia seed glow in the moonlight, not just in the dark. If I'm correct on that one.
Yeah, they sort of like glow a weird blue. Where is the full Discord? There it is. Is that a window capture? Huh.
We're back here.
Okay, good. Now I can undo everything I just tried to do. Oh, hey. You know
Am I
what?
back? Was my audio better? Am I
Significantly.
okay? I don't know what was up then.
Also, I'm not echoing anymore, so
Yeah.
praise be to Cain.
What the fuck?
Put that there, and then we put this back. And now we actually kind of look like we know what we're doing. Son of a bitch, that was rough. Okay.
Thanks.
You gotta keep you on your toes, Chaz.
I think it's funny that you referenced Tao Quinn, a caitiff acting like our How Not To caitiff. We have a funny idea for a How Not To Nagaraja with the what is it, the flaw where you have to drink twice as much blood to get 1 blood point.
Oh yeah.
And the restricted feeding flaw where you can only feed off of certain things, and we thought it'd be funny if they could only feed off of babies. So just to get 1 blood point, they'd have to eat a whole baby.
Josh, I'm not sure what happened to you now, but you basically became the worst GIF ever. Okay, we're good. We're good.
You eat babies.
What is going on there?
Oh, what god did we piss off?
Nice, but what does the anarch respond to what I said?
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
Oh, I was telling her that not to be too harsh with Gabriel because he did what had to be done. That frenzied gangrel could have killed one of us, and unfortunately, his hand was a small price to pay.
Why don't you try giving me a manipulation empathy?
Ooh, and my specialty is persuasive.
Yo.
I say, putting my kimono hand in front of me, speaking from behind it. I am rolling well today. I got 5 successes.
Okay.
I'm also using all my big dice pools.
She just sort of like stares down at the guy that you've got staked in your katana, and I guess, sorry, still getting used to all of this.
Don't forget, this is what can happen when you succumb to the beast. There's potentials in all of us. I say, trying to do my best to sound like a troubled anime antagonist.
We all have the darkness inside us.
It can come out at any time.
I mean, that could have been me. It almost got me too. I'm fucking starving. I didn't eat before I came here. They said there would be refreshments, and I figured, hey, if I can get a meal without hurting anybody, it'd be worth it. But there's nothing here. And she sort of...
There's a hand on the floor. There was a hand on the floor.
Now it's kind of sticking out of Orpheus's pocket.
Oh, it's ash, so it's in a baggie.
Do you pull out like a permanent marker and label it just Gangrel Hand?
Gangly hand.
The date that you got it and how it was obtained. Cause
Most of
cause
them are
death.
Gabriel.
Gabriel's refuse, number 482.
So, Brett Stryker looked like he was halfway interested for a bit, before his eyes glaze over once more and he takes a seat. Jason Newberry doesn't seem particularly disturbed at all, just watching with keen interest.
Is Newberry the Toreador?
The Malkavian. Brett Stryker is the
Malkavian.
Toreador.
Okay.
You can tell because his name is Stryker.
Oh yes, to answer your question, Bradley, no, I am no longer a victim of the Masquerade, as Xavier said. That went away when I had to fight a werewolf. And I had that kind of a, oh my god, kind of moment.
This
Oh
isn't
my
just...
god. I'm a protagonist now.
Yeah, that's literally what happened. I was like, I'm the protagonist of a vampire story. No,
Oh man, now is it Holy Night or Vampire Night?
oh, probably in his head, probably Vampire Night.
In reality, it's Holy Night.
What about Trinity Blood?
He probably knows. He probably knows them all.
I
He's also
think
probably
we
thinking about
looked-
Vampire Hunter D, Helsing.
Monogatari.
Well, he grew up in. This character would have grown up in the '90s, so he probably
Yeah.
does remember the Helsing OVAs.
Oof.
It was a rough time for all of us.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Just, it wasn't ultimate. That's its major flaw, which is not a bad flaw in all honesty.
As things begin to settle down, a few minutes pass, and there's a sound of footsteps clicking across the hardwood floor. And you see a very well-dressed man, maybe late 30s, if you could place it, walks in a very finely tailored suit, well-kept, back-swept hair. My guests, I'm sorry, I hear things got a bit out of control. Thank you to our kind Archon for making sure that everything stayed in control. A credit to the Camarilla. And with that, he'll try and start an applause, which will very, very slowly begin to kick into motion.
Always happy to lend a hand.
No, I have it.
Well, if Gabriel had been the one to frenzy, I don't think any of us would be here to greet you.
Just Slayer reactions. Kill this guy, this guy, this guy.
Professional, shall we say, occupational hazard. Mr. Ezra Kingsley, yes? The local harpy. A pleasure.
Just kind of bite my lip until a little bit of blood comes out. At the use of my actual name.
Your dead name.
Yeah.
That was my slave name.
I prefer my nom de jour. You can call me the Black Snow Prince. But yes.
Interesting. I have known kindred to shed their birth names when, shall we say, helping to seeg into this new existence. I'm very curious, however, what led you to take up yours?
I've been the Black Snow Prince for as long as I've been an artist.
Since about the 8th grade.
Shut up, it was the 7th. No.
An artist, I understand. Say no more. Mr. As he moves towards Gabriel, forgive me, I'm afraid I'm not aware of your last name.
That's from another life.
Me.
It's mostly just Gabriel, the insert whatever title you think of me here.
Gabriel the Archon, we shall call it then. You, I must admit, are one of the people I had most wanted to see here. Your compatriot as well, he says, turning to Orpheus, but one at a time, if you will. Tell me, it's very rare among the caitiff, the Duskborn, the Thinbloods, to seek of Golconda. How did you hear about it in the first place?
Oh, when you're involved in all sorts of shenanigans that go on in this city. You hear things through the grapevine, and it caught my attention because it's something that would be optimal.
Shenanigans indeed. I can only imagine what you've seen. Forgive me for asking, but how was it that you were promoted to Archon in a time when most of the Caitiff have been kicked from the Camarilla's embrace, period?
I had special circumstances and
You don't just point to the guy with
shall
the
we
missing
say,
hand.
more pragmatic mentor.
I suppose special circumstance is how any of us get anything in this new life. So tell me, how has being an outsider suddenly thrust into a position of authority colored your view on Golconda? For instance, it was my understanding that the Camarilla denied all existence of it, period, passing off as a mere fairy tale.
Well, it still might be.
V20 rules, 5th edition metaplot, because we are using the new Chicago by Night.
I was about to type that, but yes.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Golconda is going to be the salvation of all of us. I'm just interested, and it's worth investigating.
And what interests one such as you in it?
Well, I suppose I don't want to have to feed constantly. It is really frustrating.
I miss cheeseburgers.
Entirely understandable. Your handiwork, I presume, he says, pointing to the staked vampire on the floor.
No, I believe that would be my comrade.
That's not what I had heard. At least, he gestures to the hand. Which, again,
right.
I find interesting. Most Golconda seekers, they tend to hold themselves, shall we say, holier than thou? They tend to be damn near saintly and only end up damning themselves further. You seem to have quite a different outlook.
Well, I understand that some things need to be done, and I'll have to be the one to do it.
Very interesting. Very interesting. We will have many talks, you and I should hope, in the near future.
You're like, I'm actually going to the Middle East to kill the Sabbat. All of the Sabbat.
And with that, he'll turn and spread his arms. Dr. Orpheus Carados, a legend among those in the medical profession, as we are. Tell me, I'd heard a rumor that you had worked with one of my mentors, Dr. Douglas Netchurch. Is this so?
You worked under me?
Orpheus puts his switch away.
He puts his Nintendo DS he was watching Pornhub on.
You need to get the blood flowing. You need to get the blood flowing.
We haven't really discussed that. It hasn't come up as an issue. So I'm just going to throw that option at the first person to do it.
None of us really feel like playing Thin Bloods, I guess, so that's why it hasn't been brought up yet.
Thin Bloods are really cool. Because if you look at our Humble Bundle, I have Time of Thin Blood, which is a whole source book just for that. And they get some really kick-ass abilities.
I have my plans for the Thin Bloods when we get back to LA.
It is from the V5 core rulebook, yes. Thin Bloods can unthin in V5. In V20, that wasn't necessarily a thing, because Thin Blood works differently now. No,
Yes.
that's for real, Talquin. Anyway, he awaits your response, Orpheus.
Well, I can't say I remember a lot of people's names. So, perhaps.
Understandable, Doctor. We all have so much on our plate. What is your specialty in again? I'm told you work in pharmaceuticals, yes? Magadon?
Is it just I do?
Well, I throw molecules together and I see what happens, and I record my findings.
Do you do the whole? It's more of an art than a science.
No, it's completely a science.
Interesting, interesting. So, as an educated medical professional yourself, what do you think of the theory of Golconda?
Well, I don't believe in any of the mysticism around it.
Very interesting. Interesting choice of words. So you don't believe in the mysticism surrounding it, but you do believe there's something to it.
It's perhaps some mutation that has to do with the physiology of the vampire that's being...
Ooh, Roxanne, bored with that.
Ooh,
Is this the alcohol? Put me to sleep, bro.
It's just the alcohol.
I just realized we won't realize when Adam falls asleep.
God damn it.
What's happened already, even though he's still speaking.
I hear the snoring, yeah, probably.
So as you give him that answer, he sort of like just smiles widely. I suppose that's the difference in our two professions, Dr. Caritas, but an interesting theory nonetheless. We are again kindred spirits. Again, future conversation is desperately needed. And with that, he turns to Roxanne. Hello, I'm not sure I invited you, friend, but welcome. Tell me about yourself.
The chimney's busted. I can fly, and I am.
I'm a Capricorn.
Are you wearing your obfuscate guys, or are you like full gargoyle right now?
I'm full gargoyle right now.
Okay.
So yeah. Do you see me in my true form?
He sort of looks you up and down. I've heard stories about your bloodline. You were the ones created by the Tremere, yes?
I try not to remember, but yes.
Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. I'd love to dig into the science behind that. Tell me, you as an outsider, one who is not typically represented in our political structure, what are your views on this matter?
I just got here. I
don't even know why we're here.
Yeah. I just saw the house in the middle of the road, and here I am. Can you explain to me, what is you speak of?
I'd actually like some explanation as well, Doctor. Did you purposefully try to incite a frenzy as some kind of experiment?
I did not. I did not, Mr. Black Snow Prince. Merely trying to make a point. The frenzy, an unfortunate side effect? Doubtless. I didn't think we were in any true danger with such luminaries among us, as he gestures to Gabriel. But perhaps it was...
pull my sword out at this point.
Okay.
Katana.
With that, McTavish sort of just reflexively inhales, not having to fill his lungs for any particular reason. And he stares at his broken stump. My hand! What the fuck did you do to my hand?
Sorry, you were a threat to everybody else, so, you know.
Sorry! How am I supposed to fix this?
Assistant?
Look, just because you doesn't mean you're
You're
any
not-
less capable or any less of a person, okay?
With this, Dr. Forge will put up a hand. Please, peace. You have every ounce of my resources behind you to find a way to repair this, but for now, let us enjoy the evening. Enjoy the evening! And he just, you see them click eyes for a second as Forge just stares him down. Relax. Sit. And like a light switch, he just toddles over and sits down.
Cool. Can I see if a discipline was activated?
You can almost certainly be aware of it.
Could I make a guess at it?
Yeah, if you want.
Do you want me to roll for it or just player knowledge?
You can player knowledge it.
Adam, is that you?
I believe Well the Beast is animalism?
What does that sound?
If that's what you think it was, then sure.
What does it sound like, Tom?
That's Adam.
Sounds like crinkling.
No.
Adam, are you listening? Are you watching something right now?
No, I'm not. I'm just watching us.
Oh, what are you eating, Adam?
I'm not eating anything yet. Oh, yeah, I'll put my video on. If I pick the thing up, we'll see.
Oh, okay.
Nothing. Hey, nothing. Chewing nothing, just drinking my Mushishi sake.
Drinking.
But I'm not even drinking it though. I've been drinking it like since.
Oh my fucking god, Adam! Turn off your camera. Turn off your camera, Adam.
Fine.
You might have to activate push to talk, Adam. I think your mic is picking something up.
Yeah. I'll go in the settings then. Let me the fan. Let me just do that there real quick. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, Quell the Beast is animalism, so again, if that's what you think it is, then...
Mm-hmm.
Alright, good night, Ani. Sorry that this has been a train wreck so far.
I mean, she's not going anywhere. She's just saying goodnight.
Good night, Ani.
I'm gonna say goodnight because I don't want to be. But
He'll give Roxanne a bit of a rundown. Oh, are you back, Adam?
Yeah. Is it better? Here's
Significantly.
Okay. With the fan probably.
oh my god.
You've heard of Golconda, yes? The legend among kindred society? One that a vampire can transcend themselves to push down their baser instincts.
Like becoming a monk, kind of.
That's an interesting way to put it, but not quite.
So is it kind of?
But basically,
Oh. Like what basic instincts would it suppress? Or are you trying to suppress the hunt, the thrill of the blood,
The hunger.
the hunger,
The hund.
hunt?
Well, Mr. Gabriel, you're an enthusiast of Golconda as well. Perhaps you can explain it to this gentleman better than I.
Okay, Roxanne. You know how you're hungry all the time? And when you go outside into the sun, you kind of die? Well, Golconda could maybe make all that go away. Also, you might be able to become human. I don't know if that's really a good idea for you, because, you know, you weren't one person to begin with, so I don't know what the hell would happen to you.
it turns into various human.
That way he turns back into a changeling.
Just turns back into a satyr and prances off into the woods.
We shall have to have a discussion about it after my presentation tonight. We'll see what you have to say. In the meantime, I must greet my other guests. Emma, if you would, please. The television, he says, pointing to the flat screen at the front of the room, which she will switch on, and it appears to be the opening slide of essentially a very elaborate PowerPoint presentation. Vasil, how's it going? You're here after everything stopped fucking up, hopefully, knockwood.
Let's be real here. It's not.
Greetings, our friend from Bulgaria. From Tejas.
The most tolerable of the Eastern European countries. Definitely in my top 5.
After he finishes making his rounds, he will stand next to the television, a tablet in his hand. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would not mind taking your seats, let's get this started and you can get on with your night.
This is Mambo number 5.
I'm sure you're all hungry and I don't wish to keep you waiting. For those of you who don't know me, which I'm sure is just about everyone, my name is Dr. Zachary Forge. I was a psychologist in life, and in my new existence as one of the kindred, I continued those pursuits with an eye inclined to our, shall we say, unique circumstances. I'm assuming most of the people in this room have heard of Golconda, the so-called legend, as many of your peers would have you believe. How can I put it? 500 years ago, what we might today understand as ADHD or schizophrenia would have been diagnosed as demonic possession and treated as such. 200 years ago, a woman's libido would have been diagnosed as hysteria. But as time has gone on, we've understood these issues, the way they shape the mind, and we realize them for what they are. So will you please tell me why we, in the year 2019, as an enlightened society as we have become, still look for Golconda at the feet of swamis and holy men deep in the mountains? And he'll start paging through a slide. And he throws up this image of sort of the brain with these lines drawn to different brain areas, and it's sort of segmented into the tripartite model of Freud with the id, the ego, and the superego.
So massively out of date.
Not if we are a vampire.
You can use Freud to study literature, not necessarily the human mind.
Otherwise, you just end up wanting to fuck your mother, apparently.
I'm sure everyone in this room knows Sigmund Freud. Now, Freud's theories have been largely discredited in the field of psychology. However, for our purposes, they create a interesting model, shall we say. The id, the ego, and the superego are 3 distinct interacting agents within the human mind, Freud tells us. The id is a set of uncoordinated instinctual desires, the superego playing the critical and moralizing role, and the ego is the organized, realistic agent that mediates between the two. However, we as vampires, we as kindred, have a rather different view of these 3 structures, don't we? Or at least, we like to think we do. We tend to blame our problems, our issues, our murderous sprees, indeed our violence, fixing a penetrating gaze on McTavish, who's still sitting there clenching his blackened, ashen stump. We have an outside agent to blame. We have the beast. What is the beast. None of us have ever been able to isolate the beast. None of us can talk to the beast. It's simply some deep-seated dark desire that we have within us. Under Freud's model, we would understand the beast to be the id, our unspoken instinctual desires that drive us to drink, that drive us to kill. However, anyone in this room, unless there are some Sabbat that I don't know about, he seems to pause for laughter that does not come, God damn it, Adam.
Xavier.
That was Xavier?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm totally
still
sorry
here.
for yelling at you this time.
You yelled at me last time?
See, I know as soon as I okay.
Can you hear us, Xavier, from the other side?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I will keep monologuing then while you fix your camera. However, unless we have any Sabbat defectors, as he waits for laughter that doesn't come, every one of us will talk at length about our struggles to keep the beast in check. Ergo, our superego. Our superego and our id constantly playing against each other in a constant war for our desires, our emotions, our self-control, in a way that we have never had to experience as in our breathing days. Our ego, rather than attempting to mediate between the two sides with the superego, suppressing the beast. Now, those of you that have heard the stories of Golconda will tell you the exact opposite. Golconda, they will tell you, is a taming of the beast. Golconda, those that have achieved it, can afford to, shall we say, if we're speaking in scientific terms, metabolize blood much slower. They don't need to hunt as often. I've heard stories that they can even walk in sunlight, but this is unsubstantiated, varies from teller to teller. The only consistent thread we have is the blood, the hunt. My proposal is simple. Under this time, we have understood that Golconda was some mystical denial of the id, some great triumph of the superego. I disagree. I think Golconda is nothing more or less than a psychological state that we can all attain when our ego is once again doing its job. Rather than working against the beast, we allow it to become part of ourselves. In the field of psychology, curing an ailment is almost entirely unheard of. Rather, the accepted practice is to help one live with this ailment. I believe that the way we live with the beast, with our overactive id, is not by suppressing it, by becoming one with it. And if there's one thing that categorizes our existence, what would you say that is, Mr. Black Snow Prince?
The blood.
The blood, and indeed, the hunt. Let me show you something. And he taps something on the tablet, and the screen switches away from the PowerPoint presentation to what appears to be a video feed. It's very clearly night vision in that sort of white and green luminescent way. And it seems to be a video feed of a young woman, maybe early 20s. She's crouched in a corner wearing rags and shivering, and she looks like something's done a one-over on her, but she's got tons of just cuts and bruises everywhere. She glances around furtively, expectantly, as he just huddles in this corner shivering. Dr. Caradas, you are the resident medical professional here. Could you please give us a overview of the patient's condition?
Has to put a switch away again. Where's Jesus?
Well, I'm a chemist, but very well.
Damn it, I'm a doctor, not
Not
Doc-
that kind of doctor.
Because I'm actually just a podiatrist.
a... That's a weird way to say I have a foot fetish.
W- intelligence medicine.
Yes, sir.
Hey, have you heard of that? Hey, hey, hey.
Now Orpheus gets to use his specialties.
Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So do you like just like Autismo Sherlock Holmes it? It's like
I would
your
imagine
medical
he does.
profession plus you're a Malkavian, so you get like insights that you shouldn't know.
So, yeah, I'm basically Dr. House right now.
I like to imagine you do the whole thing without looking up from your DS. Or your Switch. Yes, the patient is currently suffering from acute.
Yep. Just playing Peach Beach or wait, the
No, wait, the ball.
yeah,
Wait,
Playing
The
Peach
pinball
Ball on
one.
the Switch.
yeah.
yeah. Coming soon.
All
So
right,
what
so
does 7 successes tell me?
7 successes will tell you just about goddamn everything because it's better than an exceptional success. So just looking at her, you can tell that some of her injuries are quite new. Some of them look like they're just in the final processes of healing. So immediately that can tell you that she's sustained a various number of injuries over quite some period of time, at least 2 months. You can tell by the way she's shivering, some of her motions, that she may or may not be on the verge of shock, but she's certainly leaning towards something similar. And she looks like she's running mostly on a fight or flight mentality at the moment, as she's just sort of huddling, trying to make herself small and glancing around for something, anything that doesn't appear to be there, as you're apparently looking down into this empty room.
And that is my professional prognosis.
Or do you end it with, like, despite all of her rage, she's still just a rat in a cage?
He says, "Quite correct, Dr. Caritas. We found Tiffany here on the streets roughly 3 months ago. I have taken great pains and extensive personal time to use Tiffany to cultivate what I believe to be the perfect prey that would appeal to the kindred id. Her blood leans heavily towards the melancholic dyscrasia. And indeed, I gave you all a sample of it earlier. It was her blood that you smelled in those boxes. I trust by the reaction we received, once again gesturing to Duncan, my efforts were successful. I believe in hunting the correct prey in the correct way, in the way we were meant to. Rather than suppressing our id, we can coax our ego back into balancing them the way we should be. And once we achieve the proper mental balance, Golconda is simply a matter of reconditioning our minds. It has been denied to us for so long because we have been conditioned as a society to suppress these urges, suppress these pieces of our rational minds that were always there even when we were human, but simply amplified. However, by suppressing it, our brain, if I'm allowed to use layman's terms, tricks our body into going overboard. We metabolize blood faster than we need to. Tell me, how is it, Mr. Archon, that some ancients in the desert can lie sleeping for millennia, yet you and I can scarcely go 2 or 3 nights without feeding?
I think it has something to do with the fact that they're in a coma.
Torpid vampires still absorb blood, Mr. Gabriel. And they seem to have enough to last for aeons, and yet still neonates will seek them out for diablerie. So, this is my demonstration. This is my experiment. I promised you refreshments would be served tonight. He presses something on the tablet, and you can see the shaft of light pour into the room on the television screen, sort of illuminate, almost completely blowing out the night vision on the camera. As almost rat-like, she scurries from the corner, glances at the edge of the camera, and then disappears. The one of you that finds her can do with her as you wish. And to drain her, I believe, will bring you closer to Golconda than any false holy man on the foot of any mountain that you could spend the rest of your eternity seeking. Let us see if I was right. You may begin.
Oh boy.
And with that, several of the vampires, namely Duncan, namely Brett Stryker, will leap up from their chairs and begin searching the house. Mercy Valdez stands up. This is horrible! How can you do this to somebody? To which Dr. Forge seems confused. I'm sorry? How do you treat somebody like this? So you just tortured that woman for 3 months? I understand your objections. There are some kind that still take offense to the use of lab rats. However, it is incumbent upon me to do what I can to advance our understanding for our species. I take no joy in this, if that's any consolation to you. However, it is my civic duty to make our lives better, and I do believe I can.
You might call it torture, but when you put on a lab coat, it's called science.
I'll put a hand on her shoulder. I'll say, "Look, I get it, but this isn't the time or the place."
She sort of turns to you. We need to get her out of here. We need to help her. This isn't right.
Yeah. I know.
I use my katana to hamstring her. Whoever finds her first. No.
Alright, coterie, roll out.
I would also like to test your blood.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do that if she's dead, though, so we gotta find...
So eliminate the competition. It will be easier that way.
We kill everybody else and goblinize them.
Some of us are playing Forza, the other of us are playing Burnout.
But which one's more fun?
Burnout.
At this point, Jason Newberry will approach. Well, hell of a festivities, wouldn't you say, chaps?
Who are you again?
You're Permigen.
Yeah.
Oh, you say that in character?
Yeah.
Ah, yes, the new Malkavian Primogen. Terribly interesting, terribly. Tell me, what do you think of all this?
Also, I think you better hurry up if you want a shot at draining her. I say as I just kind of step off into the halls.
Interesting. Do I, don't I? Sometimes it's more exciting as a spectator sport. I suppose I should play along.
Then he's competition. Eliminate him.
Snap his neck.
Eliminate them if necessary.
No, what Orpheus does is he hands him a switch as a distraction. And he's gonna be like, ooh, what's this?
It's the new Smash Bros. It has the DLCs.
Orpheus pulls out a second switch from his lab coat. The one that he was playing against himself with.
I imagine if two Malkavians were to play Smash, it'd just be a whole bunch of theory crafting, right? So it'd basically be like Sasuke versus Itachi. And they're just staring at each other for like 4.5 minutes. And at the 10-second mark, that's when there's the deciding fight.
I'm gonna grab one of those scarves and try to smell it.
Okay.
I just want to smell you.
I am going to need a self-control roll from you again, though.
Ooh.
Right. At a difficult
You have a fetish.
Difficulty 8.
Ooh, thank goodness for that 10, I got one success.
One success, the beast wants it. The beast wants it bad, and you can feel it wrap its claws around your head and squeeze.
I'm gonna try to kind of, rather than push down the sensation, I'm gonna try to savor that feeling of desire in the hunt.
Right.
Try to- yeah, basically ride it and try to let it help me find where she
Ooh.
is.
Ooh, danger.
As I'm basically, yeah, as Xavier said, I'm trying to ride that balance between control and completely giving in, to see if I can try to ride the beast into finding where she is, rather than just completely going apeshit and attacking the first thing in front of me.
Now that's very, very interesting. Typically, riding the wave of frenzy is something you would do under particular, like,
Path of the Beast.
yeah, path of enlightenment. And usually that's sort of an anti-humanity sort of thing to do. So how does the Black Snow Prince feels as he literally, like, taps into his beast? He taps into this violent animal dwelling within him.
Well, this is something he's been thinking out for a while, ever since he's realized that he's not really human anymore, and he's been thinking of a way to try to work around it, as he is almost getting kind of tired of the idea of, oh, I can now cut people's hands off like an anime protagonist, but what does that mean? What do I do with this? There has to be something more to this eternal existence I'm about to face forever. And he kind of
You are 100% right, Tao Quinn. What you are witnessing right now is GM Fiat. I'm sorry, please continue.
Yeah, and so almost this idea of riding the beast rather than trying to fight it as he's been doing before is probably...
I can't fight this dark power inside me anymore.
Yeah, basically it's time to release the dark inner seal from within my demon's eye,
Oh
rather than keeping it locked away.
Yo, would you totally make a pact with a demon?
Probably. He's basically doing the whole Naruto talking to the nine-tailed fox rather than fighting it kind of thing.
Goddamn.
At least that's how he's forming it in his anime mind.
The beast is actually like a literal beast. What is it for you?
For him, that's probably something elegant, but dark at the same time.
Oh, so like a goose?
Goose from Untitled Goose Game.
Is this the black goose, black swan?
The black swan.
Josh, what I'd like you to do for me is give me a conscience roll at a difficulty 4.
Okay. Probably if I were to imagine this as a beast, though, probably something like a black Japanese crane.
That's a hell of a beast.
It is my beast. 2 successes.
Okay. So you have been thinking about it for a while, but giving into the beast just a little bit, giving it the reins does feel a little jarring, and it does feel like you're giving up a little bit of a piece of yourself. But you are able to basically straddle this thing, use it as a mount, and allow it to guide you. So yeah, more or less, you and the beast are in tune at the moment. What are the rest of you going to do?
Well,
How's it going, Yusuf?
how unfeasible would it be for Orpheus to have a few like cameras on him, like little mini cameras?
I don't necessarily think that's unfeasible at all. Why don't you roll percentiles for me?
Okay, am I trying to write? Let's see.
I'm gonna actually steal another rule from Call of Cthulhu for this.
I got a 22.
22. Okay. So, Call of Cthulhu would consider that an extreme success. So I will give you 4 little mini like spy cameras on your person. What do you think they look like?
I imagine like the little portal eye or like the portal personality sphere things.
This is where I lose serious nerd cred. I've never played Portal.
They're not little Game Boys with the camera attachment
Oh
No,
my
they're not little
god.
Game Boys with the camera attachment.
that he's modified.
They have the fly.
Imagine
Would you-
they're like spherical and gyroscopically stable and sticky.
They're spherical.
Are they
Probably have a
spiritual?
tripod built into.
Are they spiritual?
No. Well-
128 pixels.
Oh, finally. Only a true crazy person can receive that resolution. Well, I'm gonna hand Roxanne 1, Black Snow Prince 1, and Gabriel 2.
Okay.
Put these in good vantage points. I'll provide Overwatch and give you all instructions over comms.
What is the I guess area of operations?
I was just gonna stay here.
I mean, like, what is our net for trying to find this person? Is there like a designated area, or is like
If you will remember, when you first rolled up, you had to get past a gate. The gate was high enough that a normal person wouldn't be able to vault it, so she's probably limited to the couple acres grounds of the manor, but she could be inside or outside. You're not sure.
Okay.
And I know what I'm going to do. Climb back up that chimney and put it on top of this.
You're gonna climb back up the chimney?
Yep.
Strength athletics.
I forgot I have potent, so I can use that for
Totes can do. Diff 7.
But going down the path of the beast was not something I would expect for this character, but it might be an interesting development.
Welcome to the entirety of my playing Sister Maria. I did not expect shit to go down, and it's been just a wild fucking ride. It's been great. If you don't know who Sister Maria is, that's because you're not reading my recaps on my website, chazlabelle.com. Tell you all about her home game.
And I got 4 successes. This
Okay.
time.
So you basically, like Spider-Man, up the tall chimney, and you emerge into the blustering cold wind of the night as you are high above the sea of trees that extends in all directions. You can see the glimmering blue lake pond, large pond, small lake, off in one corner. You can see a figure sort of rushing out the front doors and into the the sea of trees. And that's about all you can perceive at this point. What do you want to do?
We're gonna fly to the person that ran out of the house. Well, they ran into the trees. But I'll put the camera on top here.
So you're gonna leave the camera on the top of the chimney.
Yeah. So if I'm way back, it's gonna be nuts.
That's not how that works out.
I know, yeah.
How are you gonna orient the camera?
Facing I guess the gate.
Psyche Shear, how's it going? Thank you for being here. All right, so you're gonna face the main gate of the property.
Yeah.
All right, you leap off and spread your wings to glide, and you close in on the figure. It looks like Duncan McTavish, damn near running on all fours. Every once in a while, he dips low enough to push himself along with an arm. He's still holding his blackened stump up as he's sniffing dog-like, trying to close in on that scent.
So they're
What's that
not
smell?
Oh, just smell in there, boy.
Autocorrect is fantastic. All right, Gabriel, what are you going to do?
Try to explain the autocorrect problem to a caveman.
I try to say words and then like another word comes out. It's so.
Like when you're drunk.
Are you drunk? Yeah, my phone's just drunk all the time.
At this point, Mercy Valdez will rush from the kitchen or the dining area that you guys are currently in, and Jason Newberry will follow close behind her.
All right. Well, I'm riding the beast. I'm gonna try.
You cut out, Josh. I wasn't able to hear you.
Josh? We lost Josh in the...
Josh is dead.
You sound like where's Josh?
We can't hear you, buddy. Yeah, it absolutely could have been. Technology is just not our friend tonight, Psyche here. So I guess we all got to count our blessings where they're coming in.
Was it like this whenever I was gone?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. I was trying to ride the beast and try to use that to kind of guide me. Not even like a physical smell, but almost kind of like a spiritual sense.
A spiritual sense.
Yes.
Don't you have auspice? Or
Yes, I
auspex?
do.
Okay. I really don't know what to do with the spiritual sense in this.
In this sense?
Like, I can imagine that Black Snow Prince is thinking more like an animal, more like a predator. So he's thinking, okay, weak prey, wounded, trying to hide. Where would it hide? So I can think that maybe a more animalistic mentality is coming over you. I'm not really certain how that's going to guide your next action, other than just giving you that information.
I will turn on Auspex and activate the smell then.
Okay.
As I'm inhaling the blood off of the scarf.
So, because the smell of the scarves were so pungent, this room is filled with it. I will tell you that you can... From where you're standing right now, the smell is just everywhere around you. You can hear some, rummaging going on upstairs. That might just be somebody looking up there themselves. But right now, your smell is not helping you too much in this room.
Okay. Well, he said to try to hunt as the way we were meant to be hunted. So one of his ghouls is in the room, right? The one that brought in the scarves?
That's true.
Then I am going to activate my presence. I'm going to go up to her and I'm going to say, where is she? Where did you get the blood from the scarves?
Interesting. I'm going to ask for an intimidation manipulation. No. Yes, that's what I want. Manipulation,
Okay.
Intimidation.
Make him poop his pants.
I might have Auspex, but I'm not an animal. I'm a vampire. And I was gifted presence by King. That is 3 successes.
3 successes. So as you go up to her, she looks startled as you have these crazy wolf-like eyes staring deep into the pit of her soul. It was collected just earlier in her cell.
Where is the cell?
At which point, Dr. Ford sort of leans in. Now, Mr. Black Snow Prince, that would be cheating. And I don't think that would necessarily work for our circumstances here. In order to prove my experiment, you must hunt on your own.
I am hunting on my own. These are the gifts that were bestowed upon me at my birth. And if I am to hunt as I was meant to hunt, I'm not an animal. I'm a kindred.
I do so like the way you think, Black Snow Prince. This is an unexpected development. Alright. I will give you something. Tiffany was upstairs just a few moments ago. However, I can't guarantee that she's still there, and from the sound of it, you may wish to get a move on before your friend Brett Stryker finds her first. If she is, of course.
I'm going to run upstairs using celerity then to try to follow the scent of the blood. Trying to use all 3 of the disciplines I was given at my birth to try to hone in on her while I'm trying to ride the beast at the same time.
Okay? So, as there's two exits from this room. By the way, if this mansion I'm about to describe sounds a lot like it's from an old Call of Cthulhu module, shut up.
That's
It's
cheating.
actually from Resident Evil.
Joke's on you, nerds. No.
Haven address? I'm not quite sure what you're asking.
It's because Sykeshire said animals and vampires are essentially the same, so I'm assuming Yusuf, as a kindred, is trying to get rid of such an opinion by finding their Haven address.
As you exit the dining room, and you stand before this great sweeping set of stairs that leads up to the second floor, can I get a perception alertness from you, please?
Okay. Am I working at any kind of reduced difficulty with the Auspex smell?
Yes, -2. So you're rolling at
Okay.
a 4.
Then 3 successes.
3 successes. As you step from the dining area, you do get a whiff of the scent. It's not as strong as the scarf. It's maybe somewhere in the middle, much more mild. But you do get a hit of it. And it's not coming from upstairs. It seems to be coming from the room adjacent you currently.
Then I'm going to step into that room.
Okay. Gabriel, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go put these cameras into places. Mostly front door, back door, so I should know if she leaves at any point.
Okay. There are 3 exits on the lower level, which would take you all of 5 minutes to figure out.
Okay.
There's the front door. There is one leading out through the kitchen, near where the servants' quarters would be. And there's another leading out in the direction of the garage. Which one do you want to cover?
I'll cover the front door and the garage.
You got it. As you sort of round the corner heading towards the garage, there's this long straight hallway in front of you, and black snow prints just comes tearing ass around the corner and ducks into the room next to you. Orpheus, what do you do?
Well, I'm starting to, connect to the cameras I've given out on my Switch.
A modified Switch.
A jailbroken one.
Okay. So, as you click everything together, the cameras start coming into focus. Roxanne's camera is perched way up high somewhere. You can just catch the lip of the roof as it's focused on the fence gate. Currently everything is still. Gabriel's camera is watching the front door, and you can actually see yourself on his camera as it catches a little bit of you through the doorway on the other side. And another one watches a door at the end of a long hallway. You can hear several great loud thuds coming from somewhere around Roxanne's camera.
Well, I guess I'll take control of that one then.
Okay.
And I am providing Overwatch, looking for any kind of information from the predators to the prey.
Interesting. I like it. So as you swing the camera around a little bit, you can't quite place where the thuds are coming from. It sounds like it's below the camera somewhere, but you do see this great bat-like shape that's probably Roxanne as he swoops down on another figure in the distance. Roxanne, what do you do right now?
Take his ass out. He's my
I mean, I just pick him up and put him in the water here. It's gonna be harder for him to swim. But...
Oh, you're gonna grab him and dunk him?
Yeah, put him grab him and then just drop him in the middle of the pond. Or
Okay, I don't know.
You know what? I love it. Give me, I think it's Strength Brawl Diff 7 for a grapple.
It turns out he's one of the shark gangrels.
No wonder he was a punk-ass bitch in the house.
What are they called? The ones that are the ocean gangrel? A mariner?
I think they're mariners, yeah.
Ocean man.
Div 7? No.
Diff 7.
The joke's on you. My animal forms a fish.
Formal.
A
There you
bucket
go,
of water.
5 successes.
5 successes.
Sombra?
Good shit. All right, so you see this, Orpheus, as Roxanne basically swoops down and carries off this figure, sort of going in an eastern or western direction. But you can't see who he grabbed. Roxanne, you basically grab McTavish around the arms as he slices up at you with his one claw, and then you just glide easily over the lake, drop him, and poosh. Sings Baby Shark song. Baby Shark, do 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 do, Baby Shark, and now that's stuck in your fucking head.
The true will of darkness.
This stream is not for advertising towards children.
I know, yeah.
I don't know, what are we, Rice Scum or Logan Paul? Trying to get little kids to gamble on one of those casino things that they were promoting a long time ago.
What heroes?
Oh, that poor gangrel lost his hand, gets dunked in a pond.
All right, Josh, you find yourself in a library. Walls and walls of medical textbooks line the bookshelves, and as you breathe deeply, oh, it's definitely coming from this room. You can smell it. It's stronger than ever. Again, not as powerful it was before, but it's definitely coming from somewhere in this room.
I'm going to assume this is where they extracted her blood as I try to kind of pinpoint the point of the smell.
Sure. You can give me a perception investigation or intelligence investigation, as you choose.
Those are both the same. 2 successes.
2 successes. That's funny. All right, so you sort of, again, the beast guiding you. You almost frantically rush towards the middle of the room, your nose, almost like Toucan Sam, getting pulled forward. And in the middle of the floor, you can see that there's this very, very nice-looking Persian rug that's been sort of displaced and thrown to the side. And underneath is a trap door hanging down into what appears to be a very dark, dank hole with a wooden ladder on one side.
A deep, dark, dank hole. Or a deep, dark, dank depression.
Using my sense of smell, I'm going to kind of...
Dreary.
Hand on my katana, ready to draw the blade, I'm going to descend down the staircase or the ladder.
Okay. Hand on katana, you slowly descend the ladder, and as you do, you can feel it getting stronger. This is definitely the right direction. It's definitely coming from down here somewhere. Gabriel, what are you going to do?
Well, I got the 2 cameras on now, right?
Your 2 cameras are set up.
Awesome. Now I'm gonna go back to follow Black Snow Prince. Also, where's what was her name? The new girl.
Mercy.
There we go. Where is she?
Mercy took off pretty much right after you were approached by Newberry. Newberry went following after her.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you don't follow her, the NPC's dead.
Yeah, I should probably go find her.
She might be dead already.
Nani?
Nani?
Okay, so what is Gabriel going to do?
Well, which way did they go?
You're not sure. They left the room, and that was the last you saw of them as you were still deliberating, and Orpheus was pulling out his cameras. And Black Snow Prince was intimidating the ghoul.
Oh boy.
Follow the nerds, Xavier. Let me become an animal.
No, I can't do that.
I mean, you can. You literally know this guy for like 2 days.
Okay, that's true. Well, I guess I can use my auspex to use my hearing.
Okay. So you trigger your auspex, you boost your hearing, and what the main big fucking thing is these just thuds and slams and crunches coming from upstairs. That seems to just basically dwarf everything out.
I suppose I should go for that.
Okay, so you're gonna head upstairs?
Yeah.
Alright, Orpheus, mission control. You saw Roxanne pick somebody up, you couldn't see who, and sort of disappear off camera. Gabriel moved past the camera focusing on the front door and then disappeared. You've lost visual on Black Snow Prince. What do you do?
Well, I'm gonna contact Roxanne and ask for an update if he... Oh yeah, ask for an update.
How do you contact Roxanne? Because you are not demons currently, you don't have the telepathy.
With a communication device of some sort.
Perhaps a phone?
I constantly forget if Roxanne has a phone or not. I assume the default is yes. Although I don't know how some homeless, jobless gargoyle that lives in a church pays for a phone, but Orpheus is loaded.
Because our benefactor, or
He has a sidekick.
Do you text? Do you call?
I'm gonna be like, hello?
I start a group call. And I ring Gabriel 3 times.
Dude, he answered the first time I saw.
If you're starting a group call, that means everybody's cell phones is going to go off at once. Black Snow Prince, yours echoes tremendously in this dank underground cellar. You seem it just explosively echoing into the darkness.
I'm going to silence it with my thumb. Press the silent button.
Okay.
I'm gonna call again. You've started a cycle.
Gabriel, Roxanne, what do you do?
well, I should answer it.
Well, I'll fill you up the guy off. I'm gonna answer the phone there.
Okay.
Hello?
Understand? Update?
Stand? Stand? Oh, yeah. That's me. Right. Dude, it's a character. Just put the combination in the pool. They're getting a nice cool off. Enjoying the nice cold water.
Did you
They're swirling it back around the house.
Did you eliminate competition?
Yes. Well, temporarily, yes.
Temporary.
So then no.
He's all nice and wet. So it's the one-armed fellow. It'd be hard to swim back with full clothing and with one arm.
I
There's
guess
some Ventru or Toreador out there who's gonna make a joke about him being a wet dog now.
Ooh.
Aren't you that Toreador?
Not right now.
By the way, I am definitely ringing Black Snow Prince again.
Okay. Black Snow Prince. I'm assuming you silenced it fully, so bzzz, bzzz.
At this point, I'm probably just ignoring the sensation, trying to focus on the hunt, the scent of the blood.
Okay. It is very nearly midnight, our time. So as Black Snow Prince ignores the summons of his friends to delve deeper into the darkness, I do think that that is a fantastic place to end tonight. So, I'm going to award 2 XP to everybody. Vote for the bonus. Now, if this is your first time here, we have a tradition that I totally stole from my ST friend Ted, with his permission. So I guess it's not stealing, but it's funnier to say that. At the end of every session, we allow everybody here, and chat gets to participate too, who gets a bonus XP. Speaking of which, while you guys vote, I will tally the comments from the last episode of Animal Out of Context. Which I think the only one to vote was Vortigon Silverwood, which, by the way, Vortigon, you're awesome, man. We appreciate you. You're like the only one that wants to play the game with us, and yeah, it's cool.
Vortogan.
Chaz, I forgot for the whenever they vote, can they vote in chat like in Discord? I mean, on Discord and Twitch, and also YouTube.
Yes. So we do 2 votes. We do 1 vote here in chat, and I award a bonus 1 for comments on the YouTube channel. So, Yusuf, it doesn't matter how long you've been here. You just give it to anybody for any reason, but you have to specify a reason because it's like, hey, good job, you. So, I need to start recording votes, and that's 1 vote for Xavier.
And 1 for Orpheus.
Huh. I will also vote for what's it called? The Gabriel. There we go.
Alright, why are you voting for Gabriel?
For disarming that guy.
Mazzy votes for Black Snow Prince for going full Samurai Showdown.
I will give mine to Orpheus for being the eye in the sky and trying to coordinate us as a group.
It was a good idea. Okay, Roxanne, Adam, who's your vote going to?
I give it to Gabriel for, I guess, what was I say? What's the thing called? Explain to me what the Anaconda? Wait, what was it called?
My anaconda don't want me.
Yeah, the Anaconda. Let's go. Anaconda. The Roxanne.
I'll give my vote to Roxanne for totally just taking a dude out.
That is Roxanne's first vote.
How high did you drop him from? Because he might have hurt him.
He's not having a good day.
If you dropped him from high enough and you dropped him even onto that little pond, it could have been like...
Wait, is it cold enough? Is it winter? Is it frozen over there?
It wouldn't matter. Like it's gonna be hard.
Frozen. That's a fucking problem.
Alright, Psyche Shear wants to vote for the Black Snow Prince for the silence of the phone. By the way, Vortigon Silverwood, who is once again the only person who voted, again, to you. Votes. Okay, well, he says, I vote for Chaz. I suppose that's one NPC that gets it. For putting up with such excellent min-maxing from Gabriel. If that's not allowed, it's not, unfortunately, then it goes to Gabriel because min-maxing. So congratulations. For your fucking power armor, you get XP.
Oh, fucking dope. I mean, they can't all go to me. Orpheus designed it. I just get to wear it and punch people. Unfortunately, I do not have, 6 PhDs and can sleep 2 hours a day because of Tibetan meditation techniques.
So what you're saying is you, Gabriel, and Tom Orpheus combined together are Batman.
They might be the Batman who laughs.
Well, no, yeah. It's like I'm just the physical prowess, and then
he's
the smartness and the craziness.
Yes, exactly.
All right, so while I wait for any extra votes to trail in, you guys know the spiel. If you like what you saw or heard, follow /subscribe / do whatever you're gonna do wherever you interact with this. We've got social media down below, so you know what we're streaming and when. Best one, if you only want to do one, is our Discord. We have one of the best communities, period. I genuinely believe that, and we are spoiled for just a slew of awesome people like you fine folks watching us right now. If you really, really like us, we've got a Patreon, and we use the Patreon to do stuff like get books for the stream. We use it to pay for our SoundCloud. It's helpful. And most of all, we just thank you guys for watching, because, you know, whether you're here live with us, which is a commitment all on its own, or if you're watching us on YouTube, you just gave us like 2 hours of your life to share with us, and that's meaningful, and we appreciate you, so thank you. I don't see any other votes coming in, so I believe by my count, Discord link is below. I haven't fixed it yet, so it still goes to some weird fucking channel, but it's our Discord, so...
I mean, I think that really introduces us well.
Just give him a fucked up Discord link.
Which channel does it go to?
I think it goes to open mic night.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hang on, I'm gonna fix this shit right now. I can't because I don't... I'm gonna fix this shit right after we get off. Yeah, sorry for the fucked up Discord link. I'm gonna work on it. I don't see any votes coming in. So, Xavier, you get another bonus XP. Because the fucking power gamer needs more experience.
More. Give me more people.
I gave him a werewolf axe and power armor. I think they legitimately just want to see how much worse it can get.
I need to get as strong as I can physically get without Diablo Rising. That is my limit. I am a Dark Souls character with like no armor.
No, you have armor. You just don't have the stats to wear them.
There you go.
Gabriel as an Archon when? We've actually discussed playing that Chronicle. I have ideas for it. I don't know when we're going to do that because I think the next thing that we're going to do is going to be Rise of the Free States. Obviously next week is going to be Demon. Once we get a spot in the schedule, we're going back to Rise of the Free States. It's on the docket. I mean, if everybody wants to do that, I'm not going to mandate shit.
I am ready to be Mark Zantz once more.
I would like to be delightfully foreign once again.
I'm ready to kill people again.
Oh, we got the Carlo Martino you all love. No one loves.
Everyone's just ready for you.
Your favorite Italian, yeah.
And we'll see about getting Bob. Don't keep your hopes up, people.
So, I'm done yammering. Carlo, you better not maca this top tier cocksucker Martino.
That one's a little reaching, but I'll accept it.
He is blessing us with new Carlo Martino memes, okay? I for one choose to be grateful. With that said, I'm done speaking. Is there anything you guys would like to say to the fine folks watching us tonight? Psyche Shear, thanks for joining us. Our follower earlier, who I'm sorry, I forgot your name. Welcome, thank you for following and joining. I shouted him out when the words were on the screen, okay? I've limited RAM. Somebody say something so I don't have to keep yammering.
Oh.
Bye, people.
Good night.
Goodbye.
Good night, you wonderful people.
Stay caffeinated.